Sunday morning classic hits with ONG.
Yes, and as promised to you, Miss Bonnie Tyler is with us right now. Welcome back. It seems ages since you've been in the studio.
Hi, Owen. Oh, it's great to be back. I love Portugal, you know I do.
Well, I got that idea some time ago, but you have been doing a lot of wandering around.
Oh my
in
God.
fact, I've got loads of questions here for you, and in fact, I'll come straight to this one that came in from a lady named Susan, and she said you were recently in New Zealand. How did you find the audience down under?
Oh, they were fantastic. Yeah, I was there in January, and we had great gigs. And of course, it was, like summertime. And
That's why you went, and you followed the
festivals.
song.
Oh, my God, it was fantastic. Wonderful. Really, yeah, I've been everywhere already this year, and it's only April. I've been to... I just come back from South Africa on tour, and I went to Israel. Fabulous. Absolutely great. I'm off to Mexico next week, yeah. And then I'm going to Australia.
I'll tell you what, you really do get about, don't you?
Yeah, I know, but you never ask me to sing in the Algarve. I don't understand that,
Well, I can't understand why not.
I've been
because
told you can't afford it.
that's the problem. You see, you're much too expensive, because I remember the time when you first won that talent competition,
yes.
and you earned £1, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you gave 10 bob of it to your dad,
That's
Glenn.
right, yeah. It was £1 note then. And I split in two 10 bob notes.
Yeah.
Remember the orange ones? I think they were orange when they were.
Yeah, I remember white fibres. I've still got some. What are you talking about?
Gosh.
Yeah, I bet you still got that 10 shillings too, haven't you, being Welsh?
No.
You spent it.
You gotta be joking.
Now, let me remind you of something that you said to me. Oh, it must have been after you'd released Rocks and Honey, which 2013, that you recorded in Nashville.
That's right, yeah.
And you then said to me, well, no, I don't think I'll be doing any more. I'm gonna just make do with all the ones I've already done. Do you remember saying that?
Yes, I remember saying it.
Right.
But I'm already back in Nashville working with Johnny Cash's son, John Carter Cash.
Yeah, I know that. And it was only 2 weeks ago when you said to me, oh, have you got what I sent you? It's my latest recording.
Oh, yeah.
And when I checked, there it was, and it's with, one of Germany's, if not the top heavy metal guitarist.
Yeah, I was surprised that he asked me to do a duet with him, And he said, his name is Axel Pell, right?
Axel Rudy Pell.
Axel Rudy Pell, yeah. And they are a really heavy metal band, And he asked me would I be involved in this sort of duet. He plays the guitar, but Johnny, an American singer, he sings, and he's like John Bon Jovi, And I said, well, I never do anything unless I like the song. Send me a song. He said, well, I haven't written it yet. I said, well, when you write it, send it to me. If I like it, I'll let you know.
Well, we've already aired it.
Yeah.
I think it's on general release now, isn't it? I
Yeah,
think
it came
had
out last weekend, I think.
Yeah, I was playing it, I think, the week before it came out. I hope you don't mind. But
but you didn't have you haven't got the proper mix yet. It's in the post phase.
Yes,
isn't it?
but at least we've had a little play with this, and let people have a listen. It's Bonnie Tyler with Axel Rudy Pell. You recorded this in Germany, did you?
I did, yeah. We did it in like 2 hours and the video. So it was very, very quick.
All done and dusted.
Yeah, the only thing is, I know this kind of song is not really it doesn't really fit in with your kind of Sunday morning show. But it's there and it's new, and it's great. It's called Love's Holding On.
I think it fits in perfectly.
On Kiss FM, it's OMG, the night of the turntable.
Now, in the studio today, we are graced with the presence of Bonnie Tyler, and we've got a load of questions coming your way. One's come from the Netherlanders, from one of our regular internet listeners, Arta Hasta, who's saying, and as we've just heard from Love's Holding On, your latest single, what's your secret for keeping up such a high energy level?
I think I got that from my father, to be honest. But I have got a lot of energy. Thank God, because I need it.
Well, I could probably answer that for you
What?
because I would liken you, because I know you so well, to a glass of Andrew's liver salts.
Why?
Because you're fizzy, you're always bubbling, and you're always on the move and get people on the move.
That's cracking, that is. It's a cracker.
Well, we know you've got a lot of energy and you're irrepressible, but you also do some beautiful, beautiful ballads. And I've got a request here from somebody you might know. Do you know a Marlene and a Gwyn?
Absolutely. It's my sister. She sent in a request.
Oh, yes, she did.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Yes.
Oh.
And would you have a clue as to which of your songs she would like to hear?
Well, maybe All I Ever Wanted. Or maybe Total Eclipse.
Yeah, or
well.
seeing that she's been...
Oh, I know. Her husband's favourite song, Gwyn, my brother-in-law, his favourite song is If I Sing You a Love Song, which was #1 in Canada.
Well, there we are. And it goes like this.
And it was written by Ronnie Scott.
Was it?
Yeah, who used to have the rock garden in...
Yes.
Yeah.
There we are, Marlene. I've done it for you. If I Sing You a Love Song, that was specially for Bonnie Tyler's sister Marlene and her husband Gwyn, who I met the other day, and we had a fairly quiet lunch, didn't we?
Oh, very funny.
People didn't know what had hit them, I don't think. What a crowd. Now, I've got a question for you here that's come in from Richard Greenhands, and he says, do you have a new album coming out soon, and do you plan a greatest hits or an anthology album? Well, you had a greatest hits album, if I remember right, in 2001.
Probably.
Which
yeah.
I've got.
No,
well, you gave it to me.
I haven't got a new album coming out as such yet, because I'm touring so much that I haven't got time to finish it, you know. So at the moment I've done 3 songs with John Carter Cash in Nashville, and I'm waiting for the mixes of them and to see how it's going, you know, and then we can follow it up if I like the way it's going, you know.
Yeah, so you're doing this one with Johnny Cash's son. Yeah, Carter, isn't it?
Yeah, in the cabin in Johnny Cash's in his land. In the studio is in the land of his magnificent house that his son now lives in, you know. It was so incredible to be in that studio with all, you know, like Johnny Carter's guitars and all the pictures of him and his wife and the family, and, you know, even the pictures of when he went fishing with John when he was a little boy, you know, and just fabulous.
It's a bit nicer than Folsom Prison then.
Sitting in his rocking chair, right, which he had carved initials, you know, like they call him the Man in Black.
Yes.
Well, he wrote a book called Man in White, right? So he put M-I-W carved out of his chair, and I was rocking in this chair thinking, Johnny Cash has been in this chair so many times, you know.
So is this one you're doing with him more country genre than...
Yeah,
rock?
kind of, but I'm not sure yet how it's going.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. And
yes.
Obviously I will get it pre-released, won't I?
Oh, you'll get it
I
first.
will get it pre-released, won't I? Right. Any other quick questions we've got for you? Yeah, we asked you about your fitness. Right, Helen would like to know, would you like to duet with Cliff?
If you asked me, I would, yeah, but I think we're too much like friends, you know.
You know, I was going to answer that. It was the same, bless her, with the late Cilla Black. You know, they were such good buddies.
Yeah.
It's very hard, isn't it? The one I can actually see you, and because you know the mick take I do, I can actually see you duetting with Rod Stewart.
Oh, well, everybody says that. They used to call me the female Rod Stewart.
Yeah, and people know I do.
You know,
this.
he recorded It's a Heartache, don't you, Rod Stewart?
Yes.
About 5 or 6 years ago now.
Yes, I've got it, yeah. And he sounds like you, particularly when he's got his kilt on. Now, talking about rocking, you being a bit of a rock chick, and you've just done this with the heavy metal guitarist, Axel Rudy Pell. When you think of rock, you think of hairy guys with tattoos and motorbikes. And the other day you actually said to me, you still riding that big bike? I said, yes, I've still got my Yamaha TDM. I said, but to be honest, you broke the speed limits with Yamaha, didn't you? Back in 1978.
I won the Yamaha World Song Festival in Tokyo.
Yes.
Yeah, and have a guess who came second?
I happen to know, but you could tell
Go on,
everybody
you
else.
tell them.
It was Sissy Houston.
That's right. Yeah.
And I do believe there at the time was the late Whitney, who was
She
only
was.
probably 14.
She was with her mother and she said, Bonnie, could I have an autograph, please? She was so sweet in them days, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, what a waste of a talent.
Oh, that was so sad. And we've been playing some of our music today.
I heard it, yeah.
Because incidentally, it was on this very day in 1988 that she became the first artist to hit #1 on the American Hot 100 with 7 consecutive singles, as Where Do Broken Hearts Go? I think it hit the top. The previous record holders to her with 6 each were the Beatles and the Bee Gees, and she became the only second artist to release 4 #1s from the same album.
Wow, imagine that.
And you were the first Welsh female artist
To go
top
to #1 in America.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now then, when you won the Yamaha Music Festival back in 78 in Tokyo,
Yeah.
do you remember the song? What was it called?
Sitting on the Edge of the Ocean, I think it was. And that's another song written by Ronnie Scott and Steve Wolfe.
And it
who
feels...
used to have Browns in... Well, he built Browns in Villamora.
That's right.
And now I think it's called something else.
Yeah, I've actually worked there myself.
What it Rock Garden, it used to be called.
Yeah, I was there once, and they said we're going to have him back. I think they said Christmas because they said it'd be a cold day before we have him back. Anyway, that song you won, it feels a little bit like this.
O&G on Kiss FM.
Now, don't forget, if you've got any questions for Miss Bonnie Tyler, you can text them in to 92650 4041, pop them on Facebook or by email to ong@kissfm.pt. Now, Bonnie, one of our regulars has actually come in to say, would you like to sing with me?
Well,
think about it. Think about it very carefully. Don't answer that. The second question was, when did you start singing, and what kind of practice do you do to keep your voice in top order?
Well, I started singing in my bedroom with a hairbrush, not a microphone. I'm pretending I was on stage looking in the mirror, you know, singing Tina Turner songs, you know. And I actually went for an audition then. No, I won that not Yamaha, I'm going back now. Rugby club competition. Yes. I came second and I won £1. Remember, that was 1969. And then I was working the clubs for 7 years before I had my first break for the record that you just played, Lost in France, earlier. And, you know, I haven't stopped since. But I keep my voice strong before I do any show. And you know, I liked red wine, but I never drink before I sing, right?
No.
I might have a tiny little tot of Jack Daniels or something just before, right? But I ring my voice coach. Doesn't matter where I am in the world, even when I was in New Zealand, you know, he said, don't worry what time it was, 5 o'clock in the morning I was ringing him for his time, you know, and we do like 15-20 minutes exercises over the phone. He's brilliant. His name is James Windsor. James Windsor. He's amazing. And so before every gig I do that.
Now, everybody has their way of warming up.
Yeah,
because the
that's
vocal cords are a muscle.
Yeah.
And it's like any athlete or soccer player, you have to warm up before you go out onto a pitch.
But you don't have a problem with that because you're always talking.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I get loads of practice on that. And I'm going to be a bit selfish now.
What?
Because, you know, I've got my own taste in music. One of the recordings that you made was Under One Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Which I particularly love that track of music, which I'm going to play. But tell me, what's behind that one? Where did it come from?
Well, it was written by Paul Fitzgerald from New Zealand, and you know, it's about getting together, you know, living together peacefully, and we're under one sky, we're under one moon, we're under one sun, you know. Let's work together.
This is why
together.
I like it, because the lyrics in this, apart from the melody and the music, I think they're very meaningful. Under One Sky from Miss Bonnie Tyler. Well, you seem to be taking to the skies so often and flying around all over the world. Where did you tell us you were going to next?
Mexico, Chile, and then I come home I go home then to Wales for a while, like 5 days, and then we're off to Australia on tour. I got a wonderful band. I have a fantastic band, right? My drummer, and you love drums, don't you?
Yes.
My drummer, Alex Toff. Oh, he's the latest in the band. He's only been with me a year, but he's incredible drummer. He's just lifted it to another level, you know. And my bass guitarist he's been with me.
He's just a young guy too, isn't he?
He's been with me 25 years.
Oh, he's a young guy to me then.
And my lead guitarist, right, Matt Pryor. He's been with me 19 years. It shows how good I treat them, you see. And my keyboard player's been with me for 22 years, yeah.
It's not that you treat them right, it's just that you lock them in there. They can't escape. That's the problem. Now, I know that every time you leave here, you're just like my wife.
I can't wait to come back.
Yeah, and what you always say is when you leave, what's it called?
I don't know.
Take Me Home from Bonnie Tyler.
Take me back.
Yeah, Take Me Back. Yeah, now you were telling me a couple of things about that track of music.
Yeah. When I recorded that, I was working with the E Street Band in the studio, right?
Bruce Springsteen's.
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen's band. With Jim Steinman produced that, and Max Weinberg was on drums, and the keyboard player was Roy Bitton from the E Street Band. I mean, it was just amazing singing with these guys, you know. And I was doing the vocal live as they played it, you know. We did like about 9 different tracks of each song, and then picked the track to work on the best, and then put the kitchen sink on it.
Now, I think, you know, what I've tried to find today is a few tracks of yours that people may not have heard, or you might even have forgotten about.
I did forget about that. In fact, I was thinking, wow, I could put that back in my show, you know. I do 90 minutes and all my songs are real powerful, you know, apart from some ballads, you know.
Well, is that one that you're definitely adding? Because most of your shows now, you do 2 hours?
No, hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you're on stage
non-stop. Yeah.
And this is why people are asking, where'd you get that energy from?
I don't know, I could do with losing a few kilos, I know that, but I have got a lot of energy. I'm always on the go, you know, I'm on the go all the time. Just wish I could lose a bit of weight, you know.
Well, I think, you know, dare I say this, you get to a certain age and it does get a bit difficult to lose it.
It does, around the middle.
And I've actually been shedding weight like there's no tomorrow.
What's the secret?
I stop eating. You know, I think most people know I get, as my wife says, you get all your calories out of the liquids.
Oh, well, I think that's my problem, you know. I don't eat that much. I don't eat half of what I used to eat. But I do like my red wine with the meal, you know.
And I think this is the killer. And when you're here, you know, to be honest, after the lifestyle you lead and all the travelling around you do, surely you need to have time to relax a little bit, don't you?
Yeah. And I think people, you know, I've got great fan base all over the world, and I think they're more interested in. I've never been, you know, I've never been like fashion icon or anything like that. They take me for my voice, you know. So, you know, I think that's more important than
Well, I think
having a 22-inch waist. you
Yeah,
know?
I think everybody, they know you for your music.
Yeah.
But you see, I think I told you in the early stages, until I actually got to meet you, all your publicity pictures were action shots. And all the photos were taken from ground level with you on stage. And
Oh yeah, and that's all you see is your teeth and your. Oh, I hate those pictures.
Well, it made you look like a Welsh version of Bridget Nielsen. You know, it made you look like
tall.
Yeah, it made you look like, you're an absolute
I'm only 5'3".
monster. Yeah, I noticed that. You stand under my armpit. Exactly a foot. Now I'm trying to find this one here, which I'm gonna, if it'll come for me. No, it won't. I can't find it.
What are you
won't do
looking
it.
for?
Well, I was going to make a facetious comment about this one. Well, I'm going to stick it in anyway after we've done these commercials. And anybody's got any final questions for Bonnie, let us have them now by text to 92650 4041. But whatever you do, keep it Kiss.
Hopefully one of the questions is from the mayor saying, are you free on New Year's Eve for Albufeira?
Oh, I'll tell you what, you have really put the cat amongst the pigeons here today. So I'm going to do these commercials instead before we get told off.
Okay.
Well, I can't see why they wanted to ban that one. It's a lovely song, isn't it?
Yeah, just because it says I want to be more than a lover. Strange.
Well, I know the BBC have got some weird things. There's been a load of songs that have been banned by them because it's their interpretation of the words.
Dirty minds.
Peter will tell you, as an author, some people read into his words or the lyrics of the song something that's not even there.
Yeah, everybody's got different interpretation of Total Eclipse of the Heart,
Yeah. And if you actually listen to it,
To me, it's a love song, but to others, it's about vampires and things, I don't know where they get it from.
I don't know. It's their weird imagination. Well, look, we're fast running out of time, Bonnie. It's been lovely to see you in
And
these
you.
studios
I love coming
again.
here.
And we know you've got a very busy schedule coming up. But we'll have a word with the mayor, see if he wants you back for New Year's Eve.
I would
Yeah.
I would have loved that to be one of the questions,
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We've just got to do this little bit for our sponsors for this hour. As you already know, they are Pestana Golf Hotels and Resorts. And I'm then going to play out with Holding Out for a Hero. And I'll tell you why. We had the incoming president of the Sills Rotary Club in earlier. And they are asking for nominations for the Algarve's Unsung Heroes, people who do good for the community, and they do it without praise, reward or recognition. And I think you're holding out for a hero will probably endorse the sentiment we started the show with this morning.
Good.
So
Great.
enjoy your travels, and we'll have you back very, very, very soon. And keep in touch.
Thank you.
And I know you do.
Enjoy the sun, everyone.
Yeah, our thanks to Bonnie Tyler. Give her a nice round of applause, crew. Come on. Yeah, well done.
O&G on Kiss.